Genius Sports this morning, ticker symbol GENI. For my members, you can request these full breakdowns. So we're going to cover the 10 facts. We're going to cover the intrinsic valuation, the balance sheet, who's buying on the inside, who's selling on the inside, all the numbers, all the facts, everything you need to analyze this stock so you can make a decision whether this is a great business to buy. We're going to cover everything for you. This company has an official data monopoly in key leagues. This is a very interesting stock, particularly in this climate where more people are going into prediction markets. A very, very interesting stock. So get ready for it. We will rank #1 in the world for this stock, as we do for most stocks that we cover. So tap the like button, consider subscribing, and get ready. If you are watching this later, you can skip through this and get straight into the meat and bones of it all. But for right now, enjoy this, get a cup of tea ready. We're going to cover Genius Sports, and I've got a deep dive for you. You're going to love this one. I'll see you right back right after this. If you're watching later, skip it through. Here we go. Today, we're reviewing Genius Sports. It's requested by one of our members. We're going to cover everything you need to know about this business. Ticker symbol GENI. Please tap the like button. And if you like this stock, we will rank #1 in the world for it. We always do. And last night, we appeared on the homepage of YouTube for one of our positions. Very, very exciting. So please do tap the like button and let's get straight into it. We're going to cover everything you need to know around this business. We're going to break down using all our pro software and all my own analysis models. We're going to show you the balance sheet, the profit, the loss, the stories, how it stacks up against the S&P 500. We're going to show you the intrinsic valuation. We're going to show you who's buying on the inside, the balance sheet, the profit, the loss, everything that you need to know, plus 10 very interesting facts that I guarantee you have never heard about before. So shall we start off with giving you the facts about this business? Interesting facts you may never have considered. Okay, so here we go. Very, very quickly. #1, it's the official data monopoly. It has the official data monopoly in key leagues. Genius Sports has exclusive official data rights with major leagues like the NFL, meaning sports books must often use their data, giving GENI, ticker symbol GENI, pricing power. Shall I give you another one? #2, the NFL deal was a game changer. Their long-term partnership with the NFL wasn't just a contract, it included equity in Genius Sports, aligning incentives and making the league a stakeholder in their success. Very nice. I'll give you one more and we'll come back to our amazing 10 facts you've never heard about later in the review. #3, they power live betting behind the scenes. Most viewers don't realize that real-time odds and in-game betting data often come directly from Genius Sports tech infrastructure. All right, let's get straight into the business. So here we go. As you can see here, it was listed back there in October of 2020. So 6 years. All right, it is a penny stock. It's under $5. Let's have a quick look at the headlines today and what's live happening. Let's have a quick look. So Genius Sports rises 0.69 from Friday's close on new Liga MX AI partnership and recent Legend acquisition. Genius Sports deployed its AI platform, Genius IQ, across all Liga MX stadiums, enhancing its offering and broadcast and fan engagement. This technology aims to boost fairness and create new commercial inventory. This is some new information just out. Legal acquisition. Genius Sports completed its acquisition of Legend, a digital sports and gaming media network with 320 million annual visits. Analyst target update. I'm not going to look at that because I'm going to do my own targets, but you can pause the screen if you want to go off this information. All right, let's have a little look and see a bit more about what the business actually is. So Genius Sports engages in the provision of scalable technology scalability-led products and services to the sports betting and sports media industries. It also involves in Sports League, which offers technology infrastructure for the collection, integration, and distribution of live data. As we can see, the CEO is Mark Adrian Locke. Now, if you'd like Mark live on the show, we have a Meet the CEO series, and we can have Mark on the show. How do we get him on the show? Well, you simply email customer investor relations, build a relationship with them, and when you've done so, you can let them know that we do rank #1 for their stock. I can guarantee we will do by the end of the day. They will more than likely want to be on the show. CEOs have often told us they prefer being here than CNBC and Bloomberg, and I know I've done interviews for Bloomberg. So if you want to build a relationship with them and it will promote their stock and get the world to know about it, you might like to do that. Take the time and email and phone up the investor relations and put us in touch with Mark, and then we can have Mark on the show. All right. So anyway, it's based out of London, Greater London in the United Kingdom. 2020, we talked about 2,700 employees. Very low margin maintenance. So if you're buying it, it's regarded the same sort of risk ratio when it comes to margin as it's the S&P 500. So that's very nice indeed. All right. Very low volume, not much volume here at all. So be careful if you're trying to day trade it. If there's not much volume, it's hard to get the trades that you want. Let's have a look. What else is important there to share with you? No, of course, no dividend. PE ratio, -9, which means it's losing money at the moment. So negative $9.95. It's a strong buy, though. Strong buy at 89% on Morningstar, our analyst. Now, we don't go what analysts tell us. We do our own research, but it's just worth to note. All right. Robinhood, not a surprise. They've been buying it. Robinhood Retail do like this prediction markets, betting markets, this kind of thing. I'll tell you, it's not for me. I'm not a bet. I don't gamble. I don't bet. So this is not a stock that would get me. I might like the business, but it's just not in my portfolio thesis to invest in this style of business. Just not my approach. But there you go. But retail on Robinhood seem to like it. I'm not surprised by that. Hedge funds, a bit of a mixed story there, but I will tell you the amount of selling is there is probably automated selling and buying. Nothing too untoward there, really. Nothing major going on. That's very small amounts. Insiders, well, they've been buying a lot more than they've been selling. That's always good news to see. So we like to share that. But as you can see from the earnings, we are still losing money. All right. We are improving, though. And it looks to me that we might become positive soon. If you look at that Q2, 3, 4, moving up steadily. Yes, we are missing on expectations. That doesn't surprise me with something like this. Wall Street aren't very good at pricing it. So they get, remember the estimates you see there are analysts, not the company itself. This is what analysts, Wall Street, give to the position. They're not saying that, and they're growing all the time. So that looks pretty good to me. And there's a good chance, looking at that, if you look at the trajectory, that they might actually be on the next earnings. That would be interesting for the stock. Could provide some price action there. And this is flavor of the year right now. People are talking about this market a lot more often. So anyway, let's see who it keeps company with on Robinhood. What other stocks are their customers, their shareholders buying? Well, we got Big Bear. No surprise there. Similar AI software, the sort of forward thinking doesn't surprise me at all. Same sort of mentality. DraftKings, I like that. I don't know Tempest AI. Palantir doesn't surprise me there either, but that's obviously always overbought. So just gives you some idea of who's buying. CrowdStrike, that's a good one. Robinhood, yeah, great. Tractor Supply, Archer Aviation. Yeah, so what you've got here, you've got some very speculative, high-risk stocks. Some good ones as well, but yeah, nevertheless, some high-moving stocks there. So that gives you a flavor of the way the stock is likely to trade. But let's get into the meat and bones of this business and see what it's all about. I'm going to bring you another fact now from our my research on this company. This is fact number 4. It's not just betting. This is not just a betting company. This is a data company. So first, the first thing you need to understand, it goes way beyond gambling. GENI, ticker symbol Genius Sports, GENI, sells performance analytics, fan engagement tools, and tracking data to teams and broadcasters. So there's revenue in that. There's money to be made in data. We all understand that in this modern world, right? So that's good. Got another arm to its business. It's not just a predictive market or a gambling market or whatever. Okay, let's move on now with the actual business itself. So where should we start? Shall we start with, I think we'll go over to the intrinsic valuation. This is what people look at, but they only look at this and go, oh, okay, it's undervalued, I'm going to buy it. They don't understand the full picture. So if you like this so far, please do tap the like button and consider subscribing as well. That would be absolutely wonderful. Now, the software I'm going to use right now, you can access. I know the CEO personally, and this software is so good that we virtually give it you for free. It's the cost of like a bronze membership. It's incredible with the discount we have got on this. If you want this is, I'm showing you now, Alpha Spread. The link is in the chat for you, and it'll also be pinned to the comments and below in the description of the video, so you can find more information on Alpha Spread, right? So the intrinsic valuation suggests it's undervalued by 56%. Remember though, it's not making any money right now. So we'll come back to this, the reality of this. But worst case scenario, overvalued by 8%. Now I can buy that because for a growth stock, which this is, in its infancy, 6 years is, not yesterday, but it's not that old either. So I can overpay 25% for a growth stock. This is 8%. That's the worst case scenario. I actually think we are in a more like best case scenario for this industry, as it's in flavor at the moment. So if we look at the base case, it's undervalued by 56%. The bull case, look at that. 86% undervalued. We can predict this to be worth $31. However, that's where a lot of retail will finish looking at that, and they won't go any further. We're going to go much deeper into that. So have a look. This is what I'm starting out with. I buy businesses that make money. I don't gamble and I don't guess. All right. That's why I always beat the market. And for 3 years now, I've beaten every metric. The S&P 500, Warren Buffett, all of it for 3 years consecutively. Never missed on my trades, and I'm always winning. So their profitability is 24%. Not great at all. Could be a bit worse, not much, right? So not that great at the moment. So what about their solvency? Well, they've got 42%. Now, what does that mean? That means they're not going to go bust in the short term, the midterm. Okay, we'll say that short and to midterm. They've got some cash, they've got some funding, they can operate. You can buy this, giving it time to grow. They're not going bust. Okay, which is good to know. All right, otherwise, how can you buy a business, right? Okay, scrolling on down. So let's look at the financials now. Revenue is forever increasing. We're up 11% and expecting that to continue. We don't see an S-curve, a sudden tick up, but steady growth as she goes. We quite like that. We are very happy with that. That's what we want to see, and that is what we've got. So we like that. Operating income. Now, this is where it gets nice. We have been losing money, but we are now starting to make money and expected to climb nicely. This is good. Net income up 6%. The same thing. All this is looking good. This is now starting to justify that intrinsic valuation. All right, let's move down to something else. If you just tuned in, please tap the like button. We are covering Genius Sports, and also click subscribe as well if you'd like to support our channel. All right. Okay. Now then, we're going to go now on to assets and liabilities. Let me show you this. So in assets, 1.1 billion, there's the cash. 280. Now, what we're looking for, we don't want a business that just has a big pile of cash. We want it to have cash. It provides opportunity, liquid, pay off debts, whatever, running costs. But we don't want a company with 100% cash. That means it hasn't got any assets that are making any money. It's just sitting there. It's just a wallet. You're just buying somebody's wallet where you can invest your own cash, right? So 280 million out of 1.1 billion. That is the ratio that I want to see. I like it. We got cash, but it's not all cash, right? So we got some cash. Great. If we look at that, about 30% of our business. There you go. 24%. That's exactly what we want to see. Now what we want to see in an ideal world is little debt. Now we just showed you the balance sheet was fair to good. All right. It wasn't the best balance sheet in the world. Sorry, the solvency wasn't the best in the world, but they're not going to go bust in the short to medium term. So remember, they've got 280 in cash. In liabilities, no long or short-term debt. That's great. well funded. That's exactly what we want to see. That means that's where we get that figure from, that we're not going bust. You can buy this short to medium term, no debt. That's what we want to see in this current climate. So that's a big tick for me. So I'm going to give that a like myself. There you go. Smash the like button. All right. Very, very good indeed. If you are watching over on the phones right now, come and join us on the main big screen. If you are watching on the phone, I see we got a good number of people watching on the phone. You can click the icon and join us here for the main show on the big screen. Right, let's move on and look at something else. So now what I want to do is look at the margins. Now, I'm all about the margins. We're always about the margins. So gross margin, this is where we start. But where we end up is the net margin, right? So gross margin, you can see it was bloody awful. Getting better, getting better, getting better, getting better. This is nice indeed. We're moving in the right direction. Good. Okay. Operating income. We've been losing money, as we know, by everything we've looked at so far. But the net margin, it's moving up, and we are possibly going to become cash positive, where that valuation would really get juicy, and it all start to make sense, but beating on earnings, all that kind of stuff. So it could be around the corner. We've been going a bit flat though. Got to be honest. Since 23, not much growth really. The trajectory's flattening out, but as we've seen from the previous data, that does look like it's about to improve. So that's all good. Okay, now then, Wall Street. Now, Wall Street are giving this worst case scenario a 16% upside, which will outperform the S&P. Very nice indeed. Worst case scenario, you'll outperform the S&P. Not bad. What about the average? 162% and 407%. Very nice indeed. If all goes well, this has a lot of optimism around the business. Okay, now we're going to move on with the next part of our story. If you've just tuned in or you're watching this later, please tap the like button and consider subscribing as well. That would be absolutely great. Okay, shall we go on to the next part? Now, what we're going to do now is look at some metrics. Now, this is data that I plugged in via Seeking Alpha. I am a Seeking Alpha analyst, except I never do Seeking Alpha analysis because they want to pay me. Who the hell is going to trust me if I'm paid to do it? I do these reports for my members for free. I mean, they give me a super chat, you know what I mean? But I don't get paid hundreds of dollars from Seeking Alpha. I don't believe in it. I know many people do it, but I don't want to do it. I want people to follow me because I actually win on investing rather than get paid to talk about it. Okay, so I don't do that. So if you want Seeking Alpha, a very pro piece of software, here is Seeking Alpha. With that, it's dropped in the chat. You'll also see it below in the description of the video. Without my link, you won't get a free trial. You won't get this discount, and I always get the best deals anyway. Otherwise, I wouldn't refer them. Okay, so there you go. I've dropped that in the chat for you. That's Seeking Alpha, a very pro piece of software for analyzing businesses. All right. So here we go. Let's have a look at this one. Now, if we look at the, if we go back to here first and we look at the PE, you can see negative 9.95, losing money, right? Let's look at the forward PE. How are things going in the future? If you look at the forward PE, 49.29, right? Forward PE projected to be making money. That makes the stock expensive at 49 times earnings. That's interesting, isn't it? Okay, so consider where we are today and where we're going. That's why I look at the forward PE. Okay, now then, Seeking Alpha analysts, who I just spoke about, they're saying sell. Can you see the difference between paid analysts and Wall Street and quant? They're all very different. You need to understand the differences. Wall Street are saying a strong buy. They like this. Now, remember, though, it's worth noting, when I showed you a few moments ago, the way Wall Street analyze this, they keep expecting it to do a lot better than it actually is. That's those faded dots at the top, and what actually was delivered is the bright dots underneath. So Wall Street aren't very good at analyzing this. Do you want to believe them? Trust them? Is it a strong buy? You can imagine all the incentives that go on. All right. Remember, we are here to help you and bring you the truth and so on and so forth. But anyway, now Quant, I like. Quant is the AI software. Now, does AI get it wrong? Not in this case, it doesn't. Because what Quant does on Seeking Alpha is measure the business like I do. Just run the numbers, work it out. Is it a good buy? All right. Is it a good buy based upon the facts that we know? Not the guessing, not the gambling, not the hopery, the numbers. And they're saying a sell. It's gone sideways for a while. But the expectation and the possibility, as we've shown you from Wall Street, is huge. The upside is huge if it comes off. They're not going to go bust, not in the short to medium term. They've got no debt. They're well funded. So we're okay there. Things are improving. This is in vogue right now. So you could see that this could play a part in your portfolio. Definitely see a way forward with this business. Now, valuation is C+. It's improved. It was D+. So even though it could be expensive, perhaps, depending on how you see it, intrinsically it would suggest it's cheap. All right. But it's certainly improving. It's C+, up from D+. All right. Growth, A+, up from A. Things are moving in the right direction. Growth, C-, that's been the same, but 6 months ago it was D+. So that's moving in the right direction as well. Momentum, F. It's kind of stalled. So it has been moving in the right direction, but it has kind of stalled. And revisions, B+, up from F. I will now explain what some of those things actually mean in more detail. So let me bring this to you. So I'm going to give you a little bit more about the business. Here we go. So Genius Sports is a technology-led company, and it provides products and services to the sports betting and sports media industries, primarily operating in the Americas and Europe. Founded in 2001 and headquartered in London, United Kingdom, Genius Sports offers a wide range of technological solutions, including live optical tracking, event data, and video distribution for league operations. The company engagement through digital content and gamification. Genius Sports offerings include BetVision, an interactive live streaming solution integrating various features like real-time statistics and personalized viewing modes. Additionally, FanHub is part of their advertising solution for optimizing digital marketing campaigns. The company recently announced the acquisition of Legend, a global digital sports and gaming media network expected to enhance its fan monetization capabilities. Genius Sports operates under the legal framework of Guernsey and has significant presence in global sports ecosystems with strategic partnerships and official data rights agreements with major sports leagues. It was formerly known as Genius Sports Group Limited until its name change in 2021. Now, at this point, I'm going to give you fact number 5 before we move on to what those actual valuation data points actually meant, and then we'll compare it to the S&P 500. So here is fact number 5. They use AI to track every movement. Their system can track players' movements, ball speeds, and positioning in real time. So what I'm showing you on the screen here, feeding broadcasters and betting platforms simultaneously the information, not only for entertainment, but for betting, data, and so on and so forth. You can see the value in that. Should I give you one more? And then I'll break down what those numbers meant from our report earlier. So, number 6, global reach you don't see. Genius Sports, global reach you don't see. Genius Sports works with hundreds of leagues worldwide, including soccer, basketball, and esports, far beyond just US markets. We'll do 7, 8, 9, 10 in just a moment. But first of all, I want to talk about these numbers I just gave you. So the valuation. The valuation presents a mixed picture. So while Genius Sports EV sales of 1.28 is slightly below the sector median of 1.31, suggesting it is somewhat overvalued. We just spoke about that. So the intrinsic value, like I said at the beginning, isn't the full picture. Its PE of 65 is significantly higher than the sector's 17, indicating the stock is overpriced. Okay, this is why Quant said sell. Overpriced, so you sell it at this point. Okay. Growth is outstanding. Genius Sports revenue is expected to grow by 24% forward, significantly outpacing the sector of 5. That's where you get the higher price. It's going somewhere to grow into its price. Okay. Highlighting strong expansion prospects. Profitability is concerning. We showed the profitability, didn't we? Genius EBITDA margin is negative 18%, far below the sector median of 11%, indicating the company is currently unprofitable. But as we've shown you, they've got a lot of cash. They're not going bust. And this is how you buy great businesses that are, that's why people are buying it. They believe the future, even though it's difficult right now. They can see where it's going. It's certainly in vogue. It's certainly got the cash. It's certainly got the technology and the partners, as we've already shown you. Momentum is poor. Genius Sports 1 year price performance is down 56% compared to a sector gain of 9%, reflecting a bearish sentiment and declining investor confidence. Again, that's the time to come in and buy a business. Right, that's how I bought Coca-Cola this morning when everyone sold because of the macro conditions, and I'm already up on it considerably from where it was this morning. Revisions, finally, are mixed. In the last 3 months, there were 3 upward EPS revisions and 1 downward, alongside nine upward and 1 downside revenue revisions, indicating some optimism, but overall uncertainty. So in summary, while Genius Sports Limited showcases robust growth potential, its valuation challenges poor profitability and weak stock momentum contribute to a sell rating. That presents opportunity. Okay, now then, final piece I will share with you. Obviously, we can see the momentum here on the chart. For some reason, my chart isn't showing up. Oh, we'll come back to it. For some reason, it glitched. There we go. We'll go back to the images. We'll try it again. If it doesn't work, oh, there we go. You can see the momentum of the chart and the trajectory. I always like to do this. Compare to the S&P 500. If you don't do that, you're flying blind. So back in 2021, if you put $10,000 at 10,000, I'm just getting some breaking news. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. In 2021, if you put $10,000 in the S&P and in Genius Sports, today in the S&P, you've doubled your money. Okay, 20,850. In Genius Sports, that's in the blue line, you've lost 80% of your money. Not great. Is it now a time to buy? Well, it's, up to you. I've presented all the facts to you, given you an idea of how this business works, what it's all about. This is not financial advice, but we aim to be the most honest, real, live YouTube channel, TV channel in the world. And we have beaten the markets 3 years on a row. We have beaten every metric. Warren Buffett for 3 years in a row, and we're always winning, and very proud today to say we just passed 300 Discord Pro members. It's absolutely fantastic. So thank you to all of you who follow my trades. Now, if you want to follow my trades and you want to speak to me directly, you can message me directly. The only way in the world you can message me is in the live chat with me here on YouTube or as a pro member on Discord. That's it. You can't phone me up, Discord, text me, email me, nothing. Tweet me, Instagram. All done through here in the chat. Just have a conversation with me and in Discord. All right, so there you go. If you'd like those links to my Discord server, there it is. It's only a couple of bucks. It never goes up in price ever. No inflation ever. And there's no AI, no bots. It's me you speak to, and I'm here to help you. And we also are now linked with our award-winning newsletter owned and run by Sensei, a partner here on the channel. Okay, if you want to follow me on X, I went viral yesterday on a couple of videos, and on Instagram, I also went viral yesterday on a couple of my videos around XRP. You might like to go and check that out. I've given you the links for Seeking Alpha and Alpha Spread. So let me give you those last few facts to round this up. So number 7. And I've just had a crash on my system. So I'm going to have to go into backup mode now. So please bear with me a second. This will take just a second, but I am live. This is unedited as it happens, but I've just had a crash, but I can fix it. You might see some interruptions for a moment, but it shouldn't take more than a couple of seconds to reset. I am live. These things do happen from time to time. Okay, let's get straight into it. Okay, I don't think you noticed too much, did you? Okay, you probably didn't see too much, if at all. All right, so here we go. Fact number 7. Revenue is highly recurring. What does that mean? A large portion of their business comes from long-term contracts, which creates more predictable revenue than typical tech startups. Worth noting, right? We like that. Number 8, profitability. Profitability is still a question mark, big question mark, in fact, despite strong, let me bring that back up to the top of there, despite strong GENI, my God, my screen's all over the place. I'm having some issues here. I'm fighting it. Despite strong growth, Genius Sports has historically focused on scaling over profits, which is a key debate among investors. You decide whether that's right or wrong. Number 9, we're nearly there. They benefit from sports betting legalization. As more regions legalize sports betting, Genius Sports automatically gains new market opportunities without needing to build new products. I like the sound of that one. And number 10, the moat, speed and exclusivity. This is my language, what I focus on. Their biggest edge isn't just data, it's how fast and exclusive that data actually is, which is critical in live betting, where milliseconds matter. All right, so there's my review today on Genius Sports. I hope you enjoyed that. My next event today is going to be after my Discord one-on-one service this morning with my Discordians, all Discordians, because it's the first one of the week after the opening bell. Everyone gets a one-on-one service this morning. We are going to come back with Legal and General PLC. You've asked me to cover that for you. So Legal and General. Now you might say, why am I not covering the markets today with macro conditions which occurred in the early hours of the morning when I was up buying Coca-Cola? Because I understand markets, I don't even need to look. This morning, I've been buying Coca-Cola and I'm up on all of it. All right, this is my actual position. Let me share with you. I started with $5,000, no options, no shorts, no guessing, no gambling. That's my balance, my real balance, 716,758. As you can see, this year I've 3x, in fact 4x, is it 3 or 4? Let's call it 3. 3x the market with no options, no shorts, no gambling, and crypto hasn't made me any money. All right, 3x the market. Doesn't show it completely in that chart because that was only set up a couple of weeks ago. But if I showed you here on my actual portfolio, you can see if we go to the S&P 500, which is here, and we go year to date, which is here, we can see the S&P has made 5%, barely 4.93. All right, what have I done year to date on my stocks and positions, because we haven't made any money on crypto yet? Year to date on my position, I am 23.56. So actually, my year to date position is actually a lot more than 4, more like 5 or 6, right? So I always try to undersell and over-deliver. So I've outperformed every metric, Warren Buffett, 3 years in a row. So my analysis does make sense. There you go. Right, what's going to happen now? You've got all the links. If you're watching later, you have all the links below. I'm now going to send everyone over to the extra channel where we replay this morning's events. It'll take you there automatically. I will drop it in the chat for you now. Please go and join me there because you will watch what you just missed, and also on top of that I'll give you the link for the next event, which will be legal and general. We're going to take a look at that one, but right now in between those two, this event and that, I'm going to be live on Discord for all of my members doing one-on-one service, showing you all my trades and teaching you how I do all the things that I do. All right, click above my head for all the links down below in the description. Over here you'll find the playlist for Genius Sports, and down here you'll find the playlist, the Alpha Spread playlist for all of my reviews. I think I've reviewed like 400 businesses. And if you can't find one in the list, just go into YouTube, Martyn Lucas Investor, the name of the stock, ticker symbol, and you'll find it. I've done nearly every stock you've probably ever heard of. Anyway, so there you go. That's it for me. Thank you very much indeed. I will come back. Was smooth, just a screen flicker. Great starlight. All right. Starlight, I apologize. All right, see you all back in a bit. See you on Discord. See you back for the next one. In between on Extra and Legal and General will be next, followed by Resolve. That's it from me. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.